Well, guess what's going on here? We had to empty our smaller poo tank again today. Excuse me. And my suspicions were that, first of all, it's not big enough, and secondly, it's not draining at the bottom because the ground is too hard. And the chap who emptied the tank, because he's been here 3 times now in the last sort of 6 months, he said, your ground at the bottom's too hard, that's why it's not draining. So I have decided that we need to replace that. We need to put a bigger one in, the same as we've already done for our own shower room, and we need to go deeper as well to find soft ground. So we're in the process of basically digging the old one out whilst it's empty. Well, this is not going too badly. We're starting to enter the season of rain, so we've got to have one eye on the weather. If we have a bad storm now, this fills up with water, then we're in a bit of trouble. But we've been lucky so far, and to be honest with you, this has got to be a little bit easier than digging the original poo hole and the one next to it. That one took us 3 days from start to finish. Or I should say it took us 3 days and a little bit of prep the night before. So this one, really I started mid-morning to decide to do it, and we've probably got about an hour's daylight left, so we'll probably get the third of 5 concrete rings out today. And we've ordered our other concrete rings, the new ones, the bigger ones, which hopefully will come tomorrow. So with a bit of luck, basically tomorrow we will get the last 2 rings out and start to put the new ones in, and that'll be fairly quick. Backfilling won't be much of a problem. So I'm hoping that this may only take 2 days. We've got some hired help in here. Tomorrow it'll probably be just me and him. Suntory is off doing something else, and then the following day I'm off having my car serviced, so if it hasn't finished then it will be Suntory and him finishing off whatever's needed to be done. But hopefully we can get this chap along nice and early tomorrow and get it sorted. Well, we've reached the end of the day finally. The sun is setting behind those trees there. It's getting on for 6 o'clock, half an hour's time it will be dark. We've got the 3rd out of 5 concrete rings out of this hole. So we've achieved what I wanted to achieve today, which is brilliant for a late start. And some issues at the beginning. I lost a couple of hours going to Nondindang to pick up various bits and pieces we needed. Tools which were broken, which had to be replaced, and gloves which were worn out, which had to be replaced. So yeah, you're looking directly into the old poo hole with a lovely sort of aroma. It's a shame you can't smell it really, because it's a beautiful aroma. And I have to say that yes, it's very sweet. Anyway, our hired help is from behind our house, the family behind, so he should be here nice and early tomorrow. No excuses for being late, like traffic hold-ups. And we're digging a much bigger hole this time than when we did that pool hole. 2 reasons. First of all, we need some space to stand around the edge, so it ends up that the hole has to be bigger for us to accomplish that. And secondly, actually it's better to dig a much bigger hole, I think, and then you can place the pipes and make them vertical, I think, and the gap filling behind sort of around the edge is a lot easier anyway, because there's a bigger space to get your spade into basically. So my advice for anyone that's doing this themselves is to dig quite a bit bigger than you think, and then backfill and tamp down, and it'll be a lot easier. So yes, I'm going to join these two now and have a drink as it gets dark. And I'll resume tomorrow. Hopefully, if we have a good day tomorrow, we will get this finished. Well, I've rather been let down by the hired help today. He promised to be here at 8 AM. He hasn't turned up. It's now getting on for midday, so that's him written off. And Suntory's off on an errand today with the family, so I've been left to dig this out on my lonesome, and I've got a problem of getting this heavy pipe out. So this is my solution. So let's see if I can do it without smashing anything. Well, plan worked. So now I can dig out the final ring, and then we've got to dig another 40 centimetres down, and we're expecting a delivery of the big pipes today. So if I crack on with that and use the same technique for the next pipe to get it out, then with any luck, by the time Suntory comes home, I'll be quite far advanced with the prep. Well, a miracle has happened. 12:30 and the guys turned up, so that's going to speed things up a bit. 4.5 hours late, but who's counting, eh? Let's crack on, that's what I say. So I've been relieved of digging duties, thank goodness, and I'm on lifting duties now, lifting and spreading. Yeah, I like to spread the muck. Right, well that's the last of the old concrete rings. Just managed to pull that out. So we're left with a hole now with a little bit of fluid at the bottom, which has all got to be dug out another 40 centimetres. Well, we're all but done. We've just got a little bit of levelling to do at the bottom. We've got the right depth. And we're expecting a delivery of the new pipes soon, and it's also been suggested that if we bribe the driver, he may well lift them into the hole for us, which will be a great help because it should come on a high-ab lorry. So we just need to tidy up down there so that when he turns up we can just get the job done quickly without any further delays. Well, I'm absolutely knackered. Our hired help stayed 3.5 hours. He buggered off at 4 o'clock while I was down the hole checking something. Didn't say anything, just disappeared. So I'm on my own again now, and it's getting quite late. I think it's coming up for 5 o'clock. We still haven't had the delivery of the pipes, but they could turn up even as late as 5:30 or 5:45. So I have got to carry on digging, because now we're on the last few centimetres, but I have to fill 3 buckets up down that ladder and then walk them up and empty them, wipe my face because I end up sweating into my eyes, and then repeat, rinse, repeat. And yeah, I'm absolutely shattered. But if this delivery turns up and I haven't got the level right down the bottom there, then I'm sort of making a rod for my own back, because it means they won't be able to put the pipes in, even if they said they were able to, which is by no means certain. So I've just got to carry on and hope the rain keeps off as well, because if we have a really bad heavy thunderstorm now, that hole will fill up. And well, if I can get it level before it fills up, it won't matter, we can still put the pipes in, but I don't really want that to happen if I can avoid it. So I've just got a little bit in the centre now, I think, to cut out, and then I can check the height. It's got to be 2 metres deep from the bottom of that pipe there, which is the pipe in, and that will be set on top of the last of the concrete rings that will actually hold fluid, and then there'll be one more concrete ring above that which will stick up above the ground surface a little bit and have the lid on it. And I just hope we make a better job of it than this one, because this ended up leaning over slightly. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't brilliant. So yeah, oh, you can see the weather. The weather's been bad all around us today. We've been very lucky actually, because mostly the storm has been over there and we've had very little rain here. Wow, this is the morning after the night before. The first big storm we've had since before December of 2023. And it happened to coincide with us digging this hole, unfortunately. I mean, you can see what's happened to the pile of soil straight away. It's been washed out. Around this poo hole we have a little bit of a collapse, so our compacting around the outside wasn't quite good enough, and Suntory rigged up this cover to try and protect the hole a little bit, but I'm not sure it really helped, because ultimately it's the runoff that does the damage, not the direct fall into the hole. I don't want to get too close because I know part of this wall has actually collapsed inside. Where the ladder was, the water's basically washed around the foot, which obviously was some weight, and yeah, we've got little bits of the wall here that have collapsed, as you can see there at the bottom. So the levelling I did at the bottom now has basically gone, and we've got water in the bottom there sitting. This is all because the delivery didn't take place yesterday, basically. Had we had a timely delivery, then I think we would have had the pipes in place. There's a little bit more gone there. Yeah. Could be a lot worse. Anyway, we've largely got away with that. I'm thinking aloud about my strategy now, because I think the pipes will probably turn up first thing this morning. If we put them directly into the hole now, then they'll probably be at the wrong level because there's too much material at the bottom. On the other hand, the weight of them might make them sink a little bit. If they can hive them in, I think that's what will happen, but if they can't, then I'm inclined to leave them for a few days to let the whole area dry out, because we're going to have to stand right on the edge to get them in manually, and if the edge is wet I think it will just collapse. So I think the best thing to do would be to leave the area to dry. Hopefully the water at the bottom will disappear somewhat, and at the very least I can get down there in a few days and re-level the bottom, get the right level for the pipe, the pipe that's supposed to be going into the rings. We've got 40% chance of a rainstorm today, and then today is a Wednesday, and then we go away for 3 days after that, during which time there shouldn't be any rain, and then next week is bone dry. So yeah, we've just got to be a bit patient with this. So got away with it somewhat. Very, very violent storm last night. Good morning, everyone. 6:15 in the morning. What promises to be a lovely hot, clear day. which it hasn't been for the last few days, I have to say. It's been hot, but it hasn't been clear. It's been threatening rain, and in fact it has been raining, which has rather upset our plans with regard to the poo hole. However, the reason that we are awake and out nice and early today is because we have got someone with a tractor coming to lift these huge rings into the hole that we finished off preparing yesterday, and then, as you can see, had to make a makeshift some sort of protection to try and minimise water going in, because the rains threatened yesterday unexpectedly. So we need to clear this area up a little bit, and hopefully in the next half hour or so the man with the tractor will come along before he goes off to his main job, which is farm work. Well, he didn't come this morning. We're getting on for midday now. Suntray's seen him working on a farm nearby, and he's very busy. He hasn't been able to make it, so we're hoping he might come this evening or maybe tomorrow. We have got a second person lined up as well, but he's away working in Karat. He's due back any day, so we're just going to have to hope now the weather holds and we don't have any problem with flooding into the hole. And it's looking very nice down there, I have to say. But God, this needs tidying up, doesn't it? What a mess. So here we are, Wednesday afternoon, and the pipes are in. Yet another surprise. I wasn't here to video it, probably just as well really. Wednesday morning, Suntray's talking about putting them in manually, and various options for that, none of which I was very happy about, because it was, in my view, a far too difficult job, and not one that I wanted to physically get involved in anyway. The tractors that we had lined up, at least two of them, and a third one was spoken to as well, none of them turned up. So in the end, Suntray enlisted the help of, I don't know how many people, one or two local people, and they used some sort of frame to manoeuvre the pipes into position. And now it's just a question of filling around the edges and packing down, I think. They've already sealed up all the holes that were made, and the pipe hole, which unfortunately was a little bit out of position and had to be enlarged, but there you go, that's what happens. So just a question of some manual digging